Good evening and very warm welcome to Asian Town Cricket Stadium, Doha, Qatar, for the day number 11 action. Two matches scheduled for today evening as well here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. In the first match, it's Phatom Doha in a fine form with bat and ball, and they have already qualified for the quarterfinals, taking on the team Sprite Cricket Stars, finding themselves in a situation where they need to win this particular game in order to stay alive and also qualifying if they win it with a big margin tonight here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. Strong breeze blowing across the ground, the lights are on, and excellent conditions here, and especially the ground condition has been absolutely fantastic throughout the tournament. And describing the nature of the surface is Mikhail Vaswani.
It's time to get you a little bit of a story on the surface that's on offer today. Day 11, match number 21, and we've seen the same pitch in operation for the last 10 days as well. As many as 20 matches have been played, and many captains at the toss and during presentation have given varied reactions about the surface. If I go down, it gives me the impression that this could be a little moist as well at this point in time. But nevertheless, what we've seen is, despite having a hard surface, there are slightly open cracks as well, which may just keep the spinners interested. But in the T10 format, you'd not want to believe that a spinner can have that much of an impact, keeping in mind that the ball will have a glossy shine on it. Now, we've also seen captains choosing in the business end to field first only to boost their net run rate going forward chasing. However, this has had good carry over a period of time, but batsmen have admitted that it has come in with a little bit of a variable bounce, and also the ball is stopping and coming onto them. This pitch has presented varied reactions. However, still to play safe in the tournament for a team and a captain going towards the business end, I would want to believe win toss, bat first on this surface.
It was quite a descriptive pitch report from Mikhail Vaswani, and the breeze is peaking up here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium, blowing from right to left of the commentary box here, and it's going to be very interesting to see whether captain takes this plunge in this all-important game to field first. Let's go down to Mr. Devendra Kumar, who is with two captains for the toss. Ooredoo presents QCA T10 Ramadan Cup 2022 match number 21 of the competition. It's going to be Phatom Doha taking on the team Sprite Cricket Stars, and we got match referee Amin Ul Islam. Captain of the Phatom Doha to spin the coin. Head's a call. It's head. So captain of the Sprite Cricket Star winning the toss and batting bowling. What's your decision?
Of course batting, because last two tosses I lost. All teams, they're trying to bat first, and this is the first time I was able to take my call and I won it. So I will go ahead and bat first.
How has your preparation been coming into this particular contest, because you are in a must-win situation in order to qualify for the quarterfinals?
Yes, it's a must-win game, so boys have prepared well. Basically, we had that mindset going, and yeah, now I think boys have prepared well. So let's hope for a best game.
What's the score you're looking at on this particular surface?
Putting somewhere around 120, and then we'll put them to chase it. So let's see. Hope things goes well.
Any changes for today's game?
Yeah, there is one change. Rashad will be going on 12th man, and then Sanal will be coming into playing 11.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Yes, Captain, come along. You will be bowling first. So what score would you like the opposition to restrict to?
Up to 80 runs.
80 runs.
Yeah, inshallah.
Any changes for today's contest from in your side?
Two changes is there. Uwais is going out, and Adnan is coming, and Sunaj is going, and Sajimal is in.
Good luck for today's game.
Thank you very much.
So the news from the centre here, the Asian Cricket Town Cricket Stadium here under lights, is that Sprite Cricket Stars winning the toss and making that clear-cut decision, and that's to bat first and put runs on the board in all important match here. Well, winning the toss and deciding to bat first, and captain wants to post at least 120 on the board to challenge the opponent, and it's good toss victory for the team Sprite Cricket Stars. They find themselves in a must-win situation and they feel that batting department is something that they want to work with, and they have a lot of faith in their bowling unit to restrict the opposition to get over the line in this all-important match number 21 of the competition. Hamad, one of the bright star from the team Sprite Cricket Stars, who has made a telling contribution already in this tournament, how he's planning to play his role in this particular game and the rest of the series as well. It's Raja Anjum who is in conversation with Hamad, the batting superstar from Sprite Cricket Stars.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we're here again at the interview segment of this Ooredoo Presents T10 Ramadan Cup, and we've got a really talented player of Sprite Cricket Stars with us at the moment, Hamad Bangash, and we're going to have a word with him about his journey in this tournament and generally playing cricket in Qatar. Hamad, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, fine. Thank you for interviewing me.
Hamad, can you tell us a little bit about why you play cricket?
It's my hobby from I played from Pakistan, 16 level, 17, 19 level, then I came here and I've continued playing there also. So it's my hobby from Pakistan, and now till now I'm continuing it.
Okay, where do you see yourself in 2 years' time from now? Do you want to play for the Qatar national team, or you want to play at a higher level in Qatar?
Yes, of course, if you play cricket you want to play in the higher level. But because Pakistan we are giving all the time for the cricket, but there we are doing job and part-time cricket. Whenever we get opportunity like this big stage, we have the chance to show ourselves to the world. So we are trying our best to show our skills.
Yeah, what's the difference between playing cricket here and playing cricket back home?
Back home, it's you are giving your all focus and everything is about cricket. So there we are giving little bit time to cricket. Only Friday cricket we are only having. So we will find like this night Ramadan tournaments, and in future maybe we get more opportunities. So it's very nice to have players from different around the world, from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Pakistan. We see every players here. In Pakistan they are only Pakistanis. So it's very nice to see players from all around the world.
And finally, Hamad, we would like to hear something about this tournament. What do you think about this initiative? What do you say about this whole tournament?
This is the very good initiative, because we are not getting cricket from 2 years because of COVID. We are very boring 2 years we have spent. But after getting this sort of tournament in stadium, we didn't find ourselves in stadium too much. Every time in mud grounds. So, but this ground we are loving to play cricket after 2 years of gap.
Okay, thank you very much, Hamad, for your time. Go well and all the very best in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Raza. Thank you very much. Thank you. Best of luck for you.
Right, that was Hamad talking to us from Sprite Cricket Star, a player who aspires to do really well for Qatar and play his heart out. Thank you very much.
So that was Raja Anjum in conversation with Hamad, talking about cultural adjustment, traveling all the way from Pakistan and finding his feet in Qatar cricket as well. And Raja is still there, and he's been joined by Rishad, another bright talent in the Sprite Cricket Stars unit.
Right, so we've got another aspiring player with us from Sprite Cricket Star, a player who has made his mark in the domestic cricket of Qatar, and he's going to have a word with us tonight and talk to us about his journey in this tournament and generally in Qatar as a cricketer. Rishad, how are you doing?
I'm very good, thanks. Hamza. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Rishad, tell us about your journey in this tournament and generally playing in Qatar. How do you find it?
So playing in Qatar, this has been the best, I think, the opportunity we had, because normally you know what we do. Friday cricket, find some ground, play, and then a little bit of QCA tournament. This is like a big arena for someone like us who's passionate about cricket, because 5 days you work your heart out, and this is one day we wait for the day, to go play cricket. So this is the passion, this is the stress buster what we have.
Okay, Rishad, tell me a little bit about your role. Are you a batsman, bowler, an all-rounder?
I'm more of a batsman, wicket-keeper batsman. So not into bowling, but yeah, I'm more into the game, fielding and batting. That's what I love doing.
Okay, and what position do you usually bat in?
I normally bat up the order, like a 1 down or 2 down. That's for my regular spotters.
Okay, and tell us about your motivation. Where do you see yourself in a couple of years' time or 3 years down the line?
That's a tricky question because I'm already 42, but I'm not, I know age is just a number, but that's a very, like I said, it's a tricky question. But see, with the opportunities like this, I'll probably be seeing more of, playing more of games and, leveling up one step for the game.
Rishad, I'm really surprised you said you're 42. What's the secret behind this fitness?
That's cricket, I can say. I'm passionate, like I said, I'm into cricket. I play, I run around, I keep myself fit because of cricket. Because, you asked about 2 to 3 years. You know what my aim is? Up till 40, at least till 40, I want to play like this. It's not stopping there, but at least till 50, I'm going to play like this. That's my motivation.
It's absolutely fantastic, and it's great to know that cricket is actually motivating you to stay fit, and I think that's a bit of an aspiration for other people as well to, pick up on. And finally, we'd like to ask you about this tournament. How have you found it? Where do you think Qatar cricket can go from here?
It looks, way up. The way, like I've been here for like 13 years, been playing cricket in Qatar for 13 years. So this is probably the best I've seen the tournament. So it looks really good. The graph looks really good up. The facilities. I've never seen a tournament like this. Look at everything. The commentary. You've been good, Raza. I know. The commentary, the streaming, everything has been world class.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Rashad. Go well and all the very best.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Right, that was Rashad talking to us about his dreams and his motivation for playing cricket here in Qatar. And we're sure that he's going to do really well in his future endeavors. That's pretty much it from this commentary segment here. From the interview segment, rather. We'll take you back to the commentary box. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raja. Rishad was talking about role of game of cricket in maintaining the fitness levels, challenges of going to the job at the same time, utilizing the game of cricket to maintain his fitness. And he's looking quite fit and is roaring to get into this particular contest and make a big impression today evening. The breeze is blowing. It's quite a breezy evening here, and it is going to be challenged for the bowlers to adjust their line and lengths. That's the team Sprite Cricket Stars winning the toss and deciding to bat first. Sunil Alexander, the captain of the side. Adnan has been in tremendous form with bat and bowl. Rugma with the ball, he's been taking wickets. Arif, Amit and Abdul Qadir. They got Hamad was talking about the importance of putting across a performance in this high voltage game. They find themselves in a much win situation. Kanan, Tony Archer has been bowling quite effectively for the team. They got Kanan and Sanal. That's the team Sprite Cricket Stars. Good balanced side this, and they are up against team in form in this tournament. Phatom Doha already qualifying for the quarterfinals. They got Sadat at the top of the order with Firoz, Shafiq, Yashwant, Najim, absolutely brilliant, taking hat-trick in this tournament already. They got Ibn Raj and Similarly Shamal, and they got Mohammad Adnan Khan and Famiz and Shah. That's the team Phatom Doha. All the batting and bowling departments been taken care of by respective players and got plenty of all-rounders in the side as well. No wonder they're sitting on the top of the table in Group A. Phatom Doha with 2.52. That's the net run rate, winning both the matches, and would like to continue with the winning run in this competition to take this winning momentum forward into the quarterfinals. They are up against the team Sprite Cricket Stars. They find themselves in a must-win situation with minus 0.05 net run rate, and if they win tonight, they will qualify for the quarterfinals. Bangla Tigers getting 2 points, though they got positive net run rate of 0.98. So if they lose today, still there will be a possibility for the team Sprite Cricket Stars upon the net run rate to qualify. So they need to get closer to that net run rate. In the Group B, Desert Warriors is in a fine form, winning both the matches, collecting 4 points. Masters Cricket Club also giving them tough challenge, and Desert Warriors will be up against Silex today evening in the second match with minus 0.35. That's a net run rate for them. And Bhavan has been knocked out of the competition. And in the Group C, Legend CC, almost there. Star CC, quite a competition in Group C for those two spots for the quarterfinals. In the Group D, Marcos, the team of the tournament. 2 matches, winning both the matches with the positive net run rate of 4.42. So, must-win situation for the team Sprite Cricket Stars. And in the commentary box, I'm Devinder. With me is Mikhail Vaswani. Good evening.
Good evening, Devinder. Good evening to all of viewers as well. We are in the business end of the tournament, the last league game here for Sprite and Phatom Doha. One team which has looked so impressive and the other eager to make it into the quarterfinals. What a contest it's been. So far, 20 matches completed, 10 days of unadulterated cricket out here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. Star Cricket Stars winning the toss early in the day and electing to bat first. A wonderful gale of breeze blowing across the ground. Heavy wind rather. Very uncharacteristic to what we've seen in the last few days. But there's so much to play for. Another double header. It's been non-stop cricket here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. This is Ooredoo Presents QCA Ramadan T10 Cup, powered by Elite Sports. And the surface clearly has presented varied textures and behaviors over a period of time. Someday it's coming on nice onto the bat, and someday making batting very difficult. We've seen scores of 148 being chased, and we've seen teams being bundled out for 50 as well. That's how it's been out here. Of course, the shot selection too has created situations where teams have had to just capitulate. Game number 1 of the evening. Sprite Cricket Stars against Phatom Doha, who already qualified and have moved in and progressed into the quarterfinals.
Well, biggest challenge will be for the bowlers as well, looking at the direction of the wind and also the severity aspect. It's quite similar to kind of wind, the intensity of wind that we witnessed last time around when we were here in the month of January, witnessing Netherlands versus Afghanistan series. It was really difficult for bowlers to find line and length right. They struggled for the lines in particular throughout that series, and that's what they're going to experience. Also, it will affect the stroke play as well, lofted stroke play into the breeze. Have to be slightly careful about their assessment about the overhead conditions and then making that adjustment to get runs from where they can take advantage of the breeze. It's about which team takes the advantage of the breeze better. Will it be the team Sprite Cricket Stars with bat in hand? Or will the bowlers get some assistance bowling into the breeze, getting that late movement to trap the batters in front? Sprite Cricket Stars winning the toss and deciding to bat first here in match number 21 of the QCA T10 Ramadan Cup 2022. Day number 11 of the action. Firoz has been given the ball, and the opening batters Arumuga and Kannan for the team. Arumuga will take the strike. It's a rehearsing to the task of getting used to the light and also warming up for the action ahead of us. It's a T10 contest. Has got 40 runs already in this tournament, and his team would like to have him performing again at the top of the order. Mikhail?
He looked very impressive at the bat in the last game. He played a very, very nice brand of cricket, presented the full phase of the bat, played straight bat, played in the V, absorbed the pressure. Arumuga was looking good. Kannan Damodaran, another nice player for this format, simply because he likes to hit big. All set for ball number 1, slip in place, 4 on the off inside the circle, 2 on the on, third man fine leg in position.
Nice carry straight away.
Looks a perfect T10 wicket, sporting enough juice for the bowlers to extract some bounce, and the batters too can play through the line. This is very encouraging signs, and good thing for him. For Firoz, he's bowling with the wind, so he'll get that extra bit of zing and zip in the air.
the amount of bounce that he's managing at the moment. It better try out different plans of getting it uppercuts working. The kind of bounce that is getting, the pace he's bowling at the moment with breeze helping. Beaten outside the opposite movement, pace and a little bit of bounce as well.
Flashing his blade on this occasion, Aramuga. The intention was good, execution just not there. But what I really liked is that if the pacers bowl in the right channels, with the kind of wind, this new ball under lights will do something. Good carry. Good shape on it as well.
Here he goes again with slip in position. Cracked away straight down the ground. There's a man at the mid-on position, comes across, and it will be a single. Not quite timing it from the center of the blade, getting the bottom part of the bat and hence not getting enough wood behind it to take it to the boundary.
Aramuga off the mark with that single, and so are the Sprite cricket stars. Didn't come from the middle of the bat, but he'll accept that. Very good signs if you're a pacer, ready to bend your back. With the wind coming behind you, there is going to be that movement and shape on the delivery as well. Alright then, Kannan Damodaran has been quiet in this tournament but carries a reputation of using that willow to best effect. Can he make it count today? Remember, Sprite cricket stars in a must-win.
Can he deliver tonight? First objective is to open the account. This time he gets the ball into the gap on the offside and will take a single. Quite comfortable with opening the face and guiding the ball to the backward point for a single.
Doing it in singles at the moment, Sprite cricket stars. They came very close to winning that last game, went down by 8 runs. Went down to the last over. This time around winning the toss and not hesitating to bat first. Aramuga played a very handy innings in that last game. He'll be aware of the restrictions. The first 3 overs are the power play overs.
He's persisting with the slip in position on the offside. Beaten again, this time too far outside the off stump. First extra of the innings.
Most bowlers have been guilty of straying and spraying the ball all around the outside off and leg side. That's been the story in this tournament. We've seen some bizarre things happen. Runouts have crossed 30 plus in this tournament. Extras as well have created their own set of records. And this is where the discipline on the fielding side should come into play.
Can he provide early breakthrough Firoz from the industrial end? He gets it over the top into the breeze. He's not worried too much about the breeze here, but ball might not travel to the boundary. The batters will be through for 2. Or has that gone all the way for 4?
That has indeed. It had enough legs to get there. Just got the impression this was a half-hearted shot. Didn't quite go with that full extension of the arm. But once he had gone over the infield, that ball just trickled away to the boundary. However, good shot here. Safest over the bowler's head. Sprite cricket stars finding a move on, and all will depend on how Aramuga approaches the first 3 overs.
7 already from the first over with the help of boundary. Because of the strong breeze, some movement. Batsman looking to concentrate himself before he receives the last ball of the over. So single, then a wide, and then a boundary down the ground. A lofted stroke. Challenges because of the strong breeze here.
Yes, never easy when you're running into it. On most occasions when you're running with it, coming into bowl with the wind. It's just the control and the swing that you need to manage. Just getting things in play, and the heavy gale of breeze ensuring that the ad boards this afternoon as well, when we came in, Devinder, we saw quite a few ad boards and banners all over the place, just indicating of how fierce the wind was.
Well, certainly challenge the kind of wind conditions that they experience in New Zealand. People say New Zealand is the most difficult part to bowl. I had the pleasure of speaking to Jacob Oram once, and he was of the opinion that Shane Bond was lucky because he would bowl with the breeze, and Jacob Oram was given to bowl into the breeze, which had always been challenged for him. And most of the bowlers struggle bowling into the breeze, and that's why performance of Wagner is rated very highly in New Zealand, because he takes the responsibility of bowling into the breeze. And the wickets, they go in favor of Bolt and Tim Southey, but Wagner, who does this hard job of bowling into the breeze and taking all the criticism when he doesn't take wickets.
Oh yes, and he's had a wonderful record against the Australians, Wagner. He did trouble them in that series as well, getting those bounces, particularly to Matthew Wade, where he got the ball darting around everywhere. If you can conquer the wind while bowling into it, it will always keep you in good stead as a bowler and also enhance your reputation. However, back live over here, Sprite cricket stars in that first over have managed to find the boundary. They'll be eyeing something in excess of 100, Devinder.
Yeah, and no wonder New Zealand qualifying for the Test Championship final and eventually winning by beating India. Teamwork, contribution, the joy of working as a team. This time he gets it over the top, not quite straight. Oh no, he has dropped it. Simplest possible opportunities you get on cricket field.
Just wonder, look at that stare coming in from Feroz to his fielder. Now this is elementary stuff. This is basic cricket. Even schoolboys in their training will take this catch. Went the Australian way and made a complete mess of this one. Armuga will not be complaining, and so will the Sprite cricket stars. It's a reprieve. It's a life he'll want to cherish and make it count. 1 over gone. It's 9 for no loss.
Ooredoo presents QCA T10 Ramadan Cup 2022. Total of 16 participant teams and 16 days of event. The final scheduled to be played on 22nd. They've been driving force behind putting cricket on television and also putting cricket on an international venue as well. Ooredoo connecting heart to heart.
Oh yes, what an endeavour it's been, and great amount of support from Ooredoo, one of the best telecom operators here in the country, in this part of the world, promoting all sports, and on this occasion giving a boost and fillip to the domestic cricket and culture of Qatar as well. Always nice to have patrons on board with a vision, and Ooredoo is doing just that.
Now Adnan has taken the responsibility of bowling into a strong breeze here. They got men at the third man on the boundary. The man in the fine leg position is coming inside the circle. They want to push one of the fieldsmen back on the boundary, maybe at the cover or extra cover region, maybe the point region. The fielder at the point position is going back on the boundary, and the man at the fine leg region is coming up inside the circle, but still not quite sure. He's sending the fieldsman back again at the fine leg region. After the consultation with the captain and wicketkeeper deciding that fine leg should be back on the boundary, there's a possibility of a little bit of movement towards the onside. This time he hits the ball high up in the air. Two fielders converging and making a mess of it.
Not to make that four, including the bowler, and they've made a complete mess of this one. The calling was not there. The batter also was unaware that will he be lasting longer at this point in time. A nothing shot once again, just throwing his bat at it. Went high up in the air, swerving, fielders coming underneath. There was no calling whatsoever, and this is very, very poor cricket. 2 catches dropped in 2 consecutive deliveries, and Phatom Doha are just letting it away at the moment.
Third man on the boundary, fine leg on the boundary, and man at the backward point, cover point, extra cover and mid off on the offside. Down the track, this time he slices that ball over the top of extra cover. It's not going to travel to the boundary. The batters will be through for 2 more runs. He's living charmed life here.
I'll tell you what, Devendra, looking at the catching, if I'm the batter, then I'll not mind playing it in the air because I know they're not going to take the catches. And that's what's giving the confidence to the batters in the middle to just go up and above at the moment. The confidence comes from something that has gone in your favor. And in this case, I just feel Phatom Doha have woken from the other side of the bed this morning rather, and have come out to play.
And misfield, more runs, 4 of them drifting on the pads. Then the misfield, the fieldsman was in position, and it's been gifted away for 4.
Well, it's happy Easter here for Sprite Cricket Stars, let me tell you. They have been getting freebies and gifts courtesy Phatom Doha. They've just dropped catches and allowed the ball to spill as well. 4 runs, and runs coming thick and fast for the batting side.
What can the bowler do now? 7 runs already from this over. This time trying to whack the ball through the onside. First bouncer from the over suggested by the umpire. Arumuga betting on 13 of 8. Kannan on to 2 of 2. Sprite Cricket Stars in a must-win situation, winning the toss and deciding to bat first, 16 for no wicket. A couple of opportunities generated, but were not converted into wickets. Here goes Adnan, looking for the scoop shot, and he hasn't quite timed it. And the batters will be through for a single. Eventually, will complete it.
Very good running in the end by Kannan. It could have easily been a run out, but he backed up pretty early on this occasion, and the calling was good, the coordination as well. It was lobbed in the air for a very long time that gave him time to actually get into the crease. Finally something on target here for Phatom Doha, but the batsman was in. Everything going Sprite Cricket Stars way at the moment.
Captain willing to put 120 on the board in 10 overs, 17 for no wicket. These are mandatory power play overs where only 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle. Third man and a man at the square leg position. Pulled away. There's a man at the square position on the onside. And they will collect 2 more runs. So that's how 19 for no wicket after 2 overs.
And this is a very good start, may I add, for the Sprite Cricket Stars. They've been helped by some ordinary fielding, but they've hung around. And Arumuga Ganesh once again is taking off 14 in 9 for him. And a small little partnership brewing here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium.
Sprite Cricket Stars winning the toss and batting first, 19 for no wicket after 2 overs. Stroking the ball at the rate of 9.50 run per over. Adnan conceding 10 from the previous over. Again keeping the similar kind of field. Man at the fine leg region is very, very fine, right behind the wicketkeeper, it seems, and man at the third man is also fine. Man at point in the covers, extra cover, mid off, mid on, square leg. Now the fine leg is coming inside the circle. Mid wicket is on the edge of the 30-yard circle, and men at the long on position on the boundary. Najim, a hat-trick already in this tournament. This time straight to the man. The catch is taken. Wicket of the very first delivery.
He strikes. That's what happens when your informed bowler has been given the ball in his very first delivery. He gets you a wicket. Arumuga Ganesh just trying to go over the fielder at mid-wicket. Getting the toe end of the bat on this occasion, and a very good reflex action catch there. And a big wicket here for Phatom Doha. They may have dropped a few, but this time they pouch it. Arumuga has to depart. The first wicket goes at the score of 19. And Phatom Doha will feel some relief.
Arumuga goes for 14. 19 for 1. Najim is striking off the very first ball of his spell. Redemption. After dropping the catch, taking wicket of the very first delivery of his spell, Najim. He has been bowling with great rhythm in this tournament. Would like to continue with this batting momentum. Adnan comes to the crease, 65 runs and 5 wickets as well. Good all-round contribution for the team Sprite Cricket Stars.
Adnan has been a star for the Sprite Cricket Stars, may I add, in this tournament. With bat, ball in the field, with the run-outs, he's added spark and brilliance as well. He will be the mainstay. He's the pivot around which the team will need to revolve. Has that taken the outside edge? Yes, says the umpire. Once again, it's Nazim. And he's on a hat-trick for the second time in this tournament.
Wow, what a downfall. Adnan near the crease, man in form. First delivery can be fatal for batters. What he does, tries to work through the offside, getting a faint edge through to the keeper. Well. 2 wickets down for 19 now. Back-to-back wickets for Najim. Will he get a hat-trick today as well? Adnan has always been a huge wicket from Sprite Cricket Stars perspective, and he has gone for a duck.
Oh, this is a body blow for the plans of Sprite Cricket Stars. And it's that man Nazim once again. Certain bowlers have this habit, uncanny habit of striking and breaking partnerships. Nazim, though, has a habit of taking hat-tricks. And once again, he's on the brink of something very special. But what a big moment in the game here. Sprite Cricket Stars from 19 for no loss have been reduced to 19 for 2. And this has happened in a matter of seconds.
A lot of changes in T10 version of the game. Things change very quickly. Dramatic change in shift in momentum here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. Sprite Cricket Stars winning the toss, batting first, getting 19 in first 2 overs. In the third over, the mandatory power play overs, number 3, the last over, where only 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle. Nazim has struck twice. He's on a hat-trick now. He has already taken a hat-trick in this tournament. Can he take one more hat-trick? A lot of contemplation about the field set. The fine leg is up in the circle. Third man is up in the circle. Mid-on is also up in the circle. Mid-off. More people inside the 30-yard circle now. Trying for an ambitious shot. He's beaten outside the off stump.
You'd want to actually be a batter avoiding the hat-trick when you come into that situation. But on this occasion, Arif just going at it.
Down the track, and it's been hit hard, but straight to the fielder. And he will collect a single despite a wayward throw.
What a turnaround we've seen in the last few minutes. Everything was looking good for the Sprite Cricket Stars until Nazim came into bowl, and in his very first 2 deliveries has broken the stop order completely. How fast the pendulum shifts in this format, as Devender mentioned. Once again, they have to repair this innings, and that too in rapid time.
Islam gets a bouncing ball. Does not make any contact. He's bowling beautifully. 2 wickets already from this over, and he's bowling with a lot of aggression and fire. And being assisted by very strong breeze.
Huge appeal once again on this occasion, more ambitious. But what an over this has been. 2 wickets and only a single. And Nazim has immediately made an impact after being introduced in this third over. And what a power play it's turned out to be. 20 for 2 after 3.
Struggling at the moment. They need to find a method to build the innings again. You cannot afford to take a lot of time here in T10 version of the game. the focus should be on taking singles and twos. How the wickets fell so far. The first one trying to wicket through the onside was a straightforward catch. At the mid-wicket position, a poor shot from the batsman. Not quite getting the elevation right on that occasion. And then Adnan, man in form, trying to hit it on the rise. Ball moving off the surface, a faint nick through to the keeper. The batter was not happy though, whether he made the connection with that ball or not, but umpire was of the view that that was a faint nick through to the keeper. 20 for 2. A brilliant over, the over number 3, just conceding one and taking wicket as well. Adnan into the breeze. With the third man on the boundary, assessing the overhead conditions. And a man at the square leg as well on the boundary, 2 men looking to hit the back of length region.
This time giving it a wild swing, just shuffling in the crease and trying to go with the angle and help it over the fine leg fielder. They do have a deep square leg in place, but Arif, from the time he's come, he's shown signs of aggression.
Short pitch bowling, that would be the target here. First one was the wide and first bouncer from the over as well. Can he get slightly fuller and slightly wider of off stump? This time he pulls it away. It's gone high up in the air, but landing in safe area. And batters will take a single. He's living a dangerous life here.
He's throwing his bat at practically everything. Understandable that they need to get the runs on the board, but they need someone who can stay and score. They don't want another wicket at this stage. Sprite cricket stars once again tested with that short delivery on that occasion. Almost spooning it to the fielder at deep square leg.
Deep square leg is in position. This time he pulls it away. Not quite getting the timing right. He's going after everything. The focus has been of putting at least 120 on the board. After losing 2 wickets, the run making has become very, very difficult. It's becoming increasingly difficult for the batting unit. Arif has his strike. Can he bring his team out of the jail? Pulled away. Again, it's going very high. And it's going over the boundary as well. And it's going for 6.
Intentions very clear here by Arif. He is not going to let the bowlers dictate him this time. Just going for that cross-batted heave over mid-wicket. Just managed to get some bat on it. Had it been the longer part of the boundary, it could have also landed in the hands of the fielder. But he means business in the middle at the moment.
Man at deep square leg, man at the mid-wicket position, and man at the long on position, 3 men on the onside, on the boundary. And smashed away over the top of mid-off. Will not go to the boundary, but clearing that fielder at the mid-off position.
Not a bad idea to counter-attack. So many deliveries this evening have been hit in the air. All of them, most of them rather, landing in no man's land, and some been grasped as well.
Adnan runs into bowl to Arif, and Arif is going for agricultural shot, not quite making the connection. There was a mild appeal from the keeper as well. We'll have to wait for a signal from the umpire. It's a leg by.
Not a bad idea to have a maverick in the middle who wants to derail and dismantle oppositions, and that's exactly what Arif is trying to do. What's the concern is Kannan has been quiet, and he needs to help his partner at the other end and ease pressure of him. Arif has walked in at 4, he's managed 10 and 6. Kannan has only managed 5 and 6, opening the innings for Sprite.
Can he finish the over with a boundary? Kannan has a strike now. Bouncing delivery, he's got hurt in the process.
Again, reason why you should never take your eyes off the ball. He's just been throwing and swinging his bat at everything. Again, that's a nothing shot. You'll never find the shot in the cricketing almanac. And on the verge of injuring himself as well, as the ball may have just hit him on his elbow or the higher part of it. 4 gone, 32 for 2.
Firoz going for 9 runs from the first over, and Adnan 2 overs going for 21 without taking any wicket. Whereas of short pitch bowling, but yielding no results. Results coming in favor of Nazim once again, taking 2 wickets of 2 deliveries to start his spell and just conceding single in his solitary over. So that's the situation. Winning the toss and batting first. Sprite Cricket Stars searching for some momentum in batting department. It's a lovely Sunday evening here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium, and crowd filtering in with a mouth-watering contest ahead of us tonight starting at 8:30. Selects will be in action tonight.
Against the Desert Warriors, 2 very good sides. But back here, live for this particular game, and Sprite Cricket Stars are giving all they have. And this man, Nazim, he cannot get a foot wrong. In fact, that's Saad Sajjad. It's Nazim.
.32 for 2 in 4 overs. More shuffling in the field. Mid-wicket on the boundary. On the onside, they got the man at the long on position. He's beaten outside the off stump once again. Wide signal by the umpire. That's been the area of concern for most of the teams, Mikhail. Spraying the ball around.
Yes, but this evening I want to believe they've done a much better job, Phatom Doha, of restricting those extras. Gives the charge on this occasion, plays it towards the cow corner. They're running the first run fast, and the second will be for the arm, and they'll complete that comfortably. Good running, good cricket. Arif, since the time he's come, he's just brought some activity in the 22 yards.
Yeah, vitality in running between the wicket, also the stroke making. It's about generating momentum again, positive vibe amongst the people sitting in the dressing room as well. And he's looking quite confident with his stroke making as well. This time he slices the ball away and will get few runs, just single.
Once again, that was short and wide, so all he had to do was just get over the backward point fielder, and once he put that away, it's always going to land safely. Usually the times when a bowler is looking good, you don't want to attack him and play him out. Nazim is one bowler you rather play him out because the rub of the green, his accuracy is coming in handy.
This time, very slow through the air. The leg cutter resulting in a single again. How many deliveries? 3 deliveries to go in this over for Nazim. He has already taken 2 wickets. They see him through and then look to attack other bowlers.
That'll not be a bad idea, but looking at the way Arif has approached his innings, he's not seeing reputation at the moment. He's only seeing the ball.
Just a single.
Let me tell you, Arif has been very lucky today. So many of his shots have gone in the air, but all have landed safely. Time to buy a lottery.
Yeah, it's a slightly challenging surface as well, Mikhail, because of the slow nature, bit of moisture content in the pitch. And also, will not quite coming on that well. It's holding into the pitch, and that's why stroke making has been real challenge for the batters so far in this innings as well.
So after a minor blip in the middle where they lost 2 wickets for 19 runs, a partnership of 20 means that there's some sanity now in this batting performance of the Sprite Cricket Stars.
Get through this over of Najim. This time he's beaten. Appeal for LBW. Let's say wide.
Anything marginally outside the off stump as well, and you could be penalized. Remember that line belongs to the umpire, and in the T10 format, which is more batting oriented, you'd want to give some leverage to the bowler.
Struck firmly down the ground. Fielder at the long off and long on position. Position is straight. At a straightish position, so it's very difficult to find the boundary straight down the ground as they mark the end of the 5th over. Najim just giving away 11 runs in 2 overs and taking 2 wickets as well, Mikhail.
Another top bowling effort by him. He's been amongst the wickets in this tournament. He's given a good account of himself. He's been a captain's bowler. And he's given Phatom Doha the edge as well in this QCA Ramadan T10 Cup. Quick look at the batting card. Arumuga Ganesh began well. Just when he was looking good, found the fielder at mid-wicket. Kannan Damodaran has found the going tough. Adnan was out for a first ball duck. But Arif Nasiruddin has provided that much needed impetus and hope to this batting order for the Sprite cricket stars. We'll see a change in bowling and also a change in voice in the commentary box. Devendra takes a break, and joining me is Raza Anjum. Good evening, Raza.
Good evening, Mikhail. It seems like the Sprite cricket stars have had a seesaw of a start tonight. 42 for 2 they are at the moment. 5 overs gone. I still believe this game is pretty much in the balance. It's just hanging by a thread at the moment. 1 or 2 good overs here, and things could change really quickly for either side.
Oh yes, we've seen it unfold in this tournament time and again. Once again, as you mentioned, it's a seesaw battle. Both teams have had that moment of being on top of each other. Ivan Raj to bowl the 6th over, and Kannan will have to find a way to target the boundaries.
Yeah, Kannan unfortunately has been the weak link in this innings so far. 7 of 9 has just taken too many deliveries so far. On this occasion, once again trying to slog that ball on the onside. No timing at all, and just a single.
Quite rightly pointed out there. No timing on his shots this evening. Ivan Raj, just a solitary wicket for him in the 2 matches he's played. Now what he will surely do is take the pace of the ball and maintain that sense of accuracy that he's been asked to.
And Arif once again shuffling down to that 4th stump and trying to bludgeon that ball through the onside. Once again, what he's lacking at the moment, along with Kannan, is a solid connection.
Usually the case, the better striker in the middle takes the responsibility of playing big and the other rotates the strike. Pitched up delivery, and that's played towards the long off region. They run the first run fast. This is great running by Arif. This could be close, but he completes it, and they're looking for the 3rd as well on the ricochet, and they'll do that as well. This is very good cricket. You've got to capitalize. You've got to be alert. And there have been that Arif has just brought in great amount of acceleration and athleticism in the middle.
Yeah, I love that energy by Arif. He just sprinted for the 3rd run there, and is showing the intent. Unfortunately, he hasn't been supported ably so far by Kannan. It's interesting to see what Kannan's tactics are going to be going forward, because he's turning out to be a bit of a liability at the moment for Sprite cricket stars.
Once again shuffling in the crease as he found the vacant region. Yes, bisecting the outfield on this occasion. You could see him shuffling. He's been doing that time and again, and this time he's successful in finding the boundary.
Yeah, once again shuffling across, and it was the right kind of length, and it came at a comfortable height for him to play that kind of a shot. He is an exciting young man to watch, an absolute dynamite when he's batting. 21 of 12 already, so he's done his job, that's for sure. We'll have to wait and see what he does on this delivery. And once again, he was intending to, he was rather threatening to go down that 4th stump once again. Ivan Raj just pulling out of his run-up at the last second, just telling him perhaps, look, you can't do that every ball to me.
He's just playing the dummy this time around, Ivan. Just a bluff at the point of delivery. Is he feeling the pressure at the moment? He's conceded 9 runs. There again you can see the shuffle, but that's been denied a wide simply because the batter was moving across. But it's believed at the point of delivery when you move, is when that white is negated.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was interesting to see there how Arif changed his tactics a little bit on that particular delivery. He was threatening to go leg side on that occasion. He was aiming towards that extra cover boundary. Oh, well, he's certainly forcing the bowler to change his line and length. On that occasion, well, the bowler just forgetting to pitch that ball within the zone.
I'll tell you what, he's forced the bowler to bowl it on the adjacent pitch. That much he's altered his line and length with that shuffle inside the crease. I'll tell you what, Ivan Raj is not really impressed with the movement in the crease by Arif at the moment. This time gives the charge and he's picked it up as well.
Is he asking for a no ball here?
Looks like it's been signalled. No.
Oh, he's signaling a free hit now. Sure. Yeah, so it's dead ball. Yeah.
That delivery was signalled a dead ball and now it's a free hit on offer. Down the ground towards long off for a single. They're running the first run fast. One for the throw. This is very, very smart running here by Kannan. They're capitalizing. They're giving it all they have at the moment. The 50 is up in the 6th over.
Tell you what, Arif would be livid at that decision made on the last delivery. He was able to deposit one into the banks, but it was signalled a dead ball by the umpire. As we look at this partnership, they've stitched together 35 of 22 deliveries. Arif has been the star of the show so far, dominating this partnership with 23 of just 15 deliveries. Kannan is yet to find his mark, is yet to find his touch in this game so far. Something has to give as far as he is concerned.
A sense of desperation being shown in the middle. Quick reminder, this is Ooredoo Presents QCA Ramadan T10 Cup powered by Elite Sports. Our patrons, title sponsors, Ooredoo at the forefront, promoting and giving domestic cricket a much needed boost in Qatar, Doha. We're seeing it all unfold here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. Match-up between Sprite Cricket Stars and Phatom Doha. Sprite in search of that win to move and progress into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, given the nature of the surface, I don't think it's a bad start, not by any stretch of the imagination. 54 for 2 they are at the moment, and any target around that 100-run mark would be more than challenging, that's for sure. At the moment, Arif and Kannan will have to find a way of breaking the shackles and scoring perhaps more than 10 and over that they've been doing already. As we see, a spinner has been introduced into the attack. By the looks of things, it's Saad who is going to operate from this end. Arif, mind you, is a really good player of spin. At the moment, he's off strike, and it's Kannan on strike. Maybe this is a time for him to do something out of the ordinary. Maybe he's a better player of spin bowling. We'll just find out. Oh, once again, a nothing shot really. A bit of a French card. He'll get a boundary. He wouldn't really complain much about how he got it on that occasion.
This is a very fast outfield. Once it gets past the 30-yard circle, it is racing away on this occasion as well. The fielder thought he was in this race with the ball, but it just rolled over very, very fast.
Yeah, I think what Kannan's doing there is he's just dropping his head to the onside way too quickly. And once that happens, your bat follows that onside direction automatically. Yeah, look, he's just going way too early, head falling to that onside, and once you do that, the only chance of you getting a solid connection if there is a ball short enough or pitched into your pads.
Again, giving the charge on this occasion, has played it towards the extra cover region. They run the first run fast. Oh, this is a very dangerous run, but they complete it comfortably, and on the ricochet of the stumps, they take the third as well. This is happening for the second time. But what you say is fortune favors the brave, and you've got to be hungry for the runs in the middle as well. All paying off here for Sprite Cricket Stars.
I don't know what they were thinking on that occasion. There was always a couple on. It was played into the gap, and the fielder, the boundary, was running towards his left, so there was always a couple, a bit of yes and no in the middle, and that's what could have caused a disaster in the middle. Luckily, they get away with it. It's been a good over so far, good start for Sprite Cricket Stars, 7 of it already.
A lot of running in this innings for Sprite Cricket Stars. More than the boundaries, it's the threes that they've relied on. They're again shuffling in the crease and coming way outside the off stump to play a delivery on the leg side.
It's interesting, despite the fact that RF has targeted that square leg boundary, there is no man patrolling that boundary as of now. There's a mid-wicket in place, all right. And as we talk, that ball goes exactly in that direction. He knew exactly where the gap was. Average captaincy, but excellent batting.
He's been eyeing that area for a while now. It was coming once again, just shuffling in the crease, creating that angle. One bounce into the ropes, almost a flat 6. RF is turning it on at the moment. And what a turnaround it has been in acceleration as well. This is very good batting and very effective hitting as well.
Yeah, there's a man going back there now, so I hope it's not too late, but it will certainly make RF think a little now. Has he got a release shot? Will he go offside? Once again, shuffles, and he hits that over that fine leg fielder. One bounce over the rope. He's really turning it on here, is RF.
And what an innings he's playing in context to the match and contest to the fortune as well in this tournament. Look at that shuffle. Goes down on his knee and plays it over fine leg. One bounce. He's targeting that leg side region, particularly behind the stumps. And he's making it count as well. He's raced to 31 and 18. And Sprite Cricket Stars are 69 for 2 in 70. And this partnership now so very strong. And look at the skyscrapers. 4, 5, 6, 7. Have been tall buildings under construction at the moment.
I like the way RF is making the opposition think here. Where do you bowl to him? He hits through the square leg. You got a fielder back there. He moves across once again. Over fine leg he goes. It doesn't matter at the moment how many fielder you get on the onside. He will still find a way to somehow find the gap. So far it's been his night, and then that last over, as you rightly pointed out, the most expensive of the innings. As Mohammad Farmiz, who looks like another spinner, introduced into the attack. 2 matches, no wickets for 20 runs. So far, he needs to find a way to put a break on the scoring here. Kannan would do well to just rotate the strike and get off this end, go to the other end and bring Arif on strike.
18 legal deliveries left. And this contest is split wide open with 2 informed batters middling the ball extremely well at the moment. Goes big this time. He's not got the distance on it. It'll fall between 2 fielders. And Arif says that he will retain strike. That was high enough in the air for a long time. Oh, poor cricket again. This is very, very ordinary cricket. Something tells me that Phatom Doha have not been the side they've been in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I think that they've definitely been complacent in this innings. That's for everyone to see. Perhaps because they think they've qualified for the knockout rounds of this tournament. On this occasion, Kannan hitting it to the deep extra cover fielder. That brings back Arif on strike. Yes, I do feel, Mikhail, Phatom have just dropped their guard a little bit in this innings.
There again, shuffling in the crease, going to that 4th stump as you had mentioned sometime back, Raza. He's only targeting the leg side, and don't be surprised if you'll have as many as 4 on the boundary. Gives the charge high, and that's handsome as well. This man is turning it on, Arif. He knows what he's doing, and he wants to take charge in the middle.
Yeah, a couple of steps down the wicket, a bit of shimmy, and then he hits through the line. Trust me, it was only a half hit, a full hit, and we would have had to get the lost and found department involved.
There again, gets an inside edge on this occasion. Fine legs up in the circle. The ball is running towards the fine leg boundary. That'll be cut off as they're looking for the 3rd run. Kannan running extremely fast. I've just liked the way the 2 batters have approached this innings of theirs. There has been inspiration, there has been desperation, and in all of that, they've created great amount of acceleration as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Kannan has kept his nerve, although he hasn't been able to get the ball away throughout this innings. But he's been able to rotate the strike, and more importantly for Sprite cricket stars, he's run with intent and a lot of energy. And as a result, he's been able to get that strike back to Arif. And this time it was Kannan. I thought for a moment he'd joined the party. It was a good hit, well timed. Unfortunately, hit it too well. Straight to the fielder. He's shaking his head as he walks back. It was a good shot, so there's nothing to regret on that occasion. Unfortunately, goes straight to the man.
Much needed breakthrough here for Phatom. They were feeling the pressure of being hit all around the park. But look at the acceleration from 19 for 2 to 81 for 3. They have put in a great performance. Kannan took his time. 21 or 17 was the perfect foil. Played second fiddle to Arif, and they stitched a very vital partnership in the middle.
It'll be interesting to see who comes out to bat now. Whoever it is, they've got to make sure, if they're not able to hit the ball as well, they need to rotate the strike, bring Arif back in contention. He's the man. He should be facing as many deliveries as possible at this stage as Feroz comes back. He's the bowling spearhead. Not many have been able to get him away in this tournament, as Arif takes strike with Tony Archer at the other end.
Wonderful delivery here by Feroz, right underneath the bat, but he's managed to dig it out really well to complete 2 runs. I'll tell you what, the running tonight has been the highlight of Sprite Cricket Stars. I've just liked the way they've been so alert and so hungry.
Yeah, Arif at the moment is like a cat on a hot tin roof, running for everything, proactive, striking it when it's in his zone. This is the kind of T10 knock the doctor ordered for Sprite Cricket Stars as they won the toss tonight and elected to have a first go of this pitch.
This time that's been slashed. I don't know if it was intended to hit in that part of the ground, but he's got maximum over there in terms of a boundary. Arif is on fire, and that just took off from the blade of his bat.
Oh, well, Arif has all of a sudden decided that he's going to bring his scissors out and cut that ball up and over point for more.
He was cutting a tree there. Let me tell you, that bat swing. He is batting on all sides of the park at the moment, hitting it every way he can. What an innings, what a cameo.
Comes once again for Rose, and this time it goes straight to the man at cover, so just a single. Yeah, not many have been able to dominate Feroz in this tournament, and that last shot by Arif was the first of its kind, in my opinion. The way he was able to slash him through point, it was a convincing stroke. Tony Archer is on strike.
Stealing singles and doubles at the moment. Look at that running once again. Arif is the energy, the Duracell battery, should I say. Just not stopping. This has been a much improved batting effort here by Sprite Cricket Stars. What they have done is they have forged partnerships, small partnerships, bursts of partnerships that have been coming at a brisk rate.
Absolutely. And they've all batted around. This man here in your picture, Arif, comes from Bangladesh. Still a youngster, only 21 years of age. Admire his work ethics at the nets. Just works 24/7 to enhance his game. And this time it was a full toss. We'll have to wait for the umpire signal. If he thinks it was above waist height, he thought it was all right, so just a single. He's talking about Arif. Comes from Bangladesh and works at one of these local academies as a coach as well as a player. Talks a lot about how his dad inspired him to become a cricketer, and he'll be really proud if he's watching this game tonight.
Oh, he's picked that up. That's gone high up in the air over the field at backward square leg. They've run the first run fast. They'll complete 2, 1 for the throw as well. Not in a comfortable position while playing that shot, but somehow he managed to get some willow on that. 9 overs completed. It's 92 for 3.
Yeah, playing that shot with his eyes closed, perhaps. But getting away with a couple as we look at the scorecard. Arif Nasruddin dominating the proceedings here. 48 of just 25 deliveries. He's been the star of the show. As we look at up the order, Armugan Ganesh getting 14 of 10 deliveries. So he was able to provide them with a decent start up front. Kanan Damodharan scoring 21 of 17. He just got the impetus towards the latter part of his innings. But it was the initial struggle that didn't really allow him to break the shackles. Adnan was a bit unlucky today, perhaps. A faint edge as judged by the umpire through to the keeper. The bowling card. It's been a mixed bag so far for Phatom Doha. Firoz's ball is 2 overs 19 runs. Quite economical in this form of the game. Muhammad Adnan bowled 2 for 21. Had some catches dropped of his bowling, so it was a bit unlucky. Star of the show was Nazim with his 2 wickets for 11. The other bowlers also chipping in with their contributions.
So here we are for the final 6 deliveries. Ivan Raj didn't have a great outing when Arif was in the middle. Bowled quite a lengthy over, giving 12 off his first. Ivan was shuffling around inside the crease, just derailing his line and length. And he'll be up against the same gentleman for the final over as well. So this is a good contest, an individual battle as well. A battle within a battle, Raza.
Yeah, absolutely. These two have had a go at each other. They had a few words exchanged as well in the last over. Ivan didn't like the fact that Arif was shuffling around on the crease, and on that occasion, once again, Arif trying to shuffle across the crease and Ivan overcompensating there, bowling it way down the offside, another wide. It seems like he started off from where he left.
And what he's trying to do after that is just remind the umpire that the batter was shuffling around the crease, and that's why that wide should be taken back. However, mind games are being played in the middle at the moment. Arif has played a gem of an innings in the middle. Just what the captain would have wanted. In times of adversity, one needs to find opportunity.
Absolutely. I think it's a silver lining that Arif has been able to find, along with the gap on that occasion as well. So along with the silver lining, finds the gap and also gets to a very well-deserved 50. Well played, sir.
What an innings Arif has played for his side today. Come at the hour, come at the man. Just when you wanted your man to stand up. 52 of 20 in 26 deliveries. Strike rate of 200, 5 fourth and 2 sixes. He's told his captain that don't worry, I'm there and I will take the team past the 100-run mark. This time playing it towards mid-wicket, giving the charge, finding the gap on this occasion, and the fielder with a desperate dive only to see it trickle towards that mid-wicket boundary.
Who would want to be in Ivan Raj's shoes at the moment? And once again he shuffles across and he's arguing with the umpire. It perhaps is a reasonable point there, because Arif is shuffling across quite a lot in his crease, and there are some umpires who would take that into consideration.
In fact, the captain as well now coming and having a word with the umpire on this occasion. And it's important for the bowler to just maintain his calm and composure and just bowl into the stumps and not think too much about what the batter is doing.
Yeah, he's under a lot of fire, Ivan Raj. And no, your boat has run up on that occasion. There are a few mind games going on between these two, that's for sure. Ivan, of course, is taking a lot of fire, but rather than ducking, does he have the guts to take the attack to the batsman? Bowl a Yorker, bowl it within the stumps. Let's see if he can get a wicket. A dot ball, so mental victory on that occasion.
Oh, yes, and immediately after bowling the dot ball, which was bowled way outside the off, the first thing he did was look back at the umpire and see if that was a wide or no.
I wouldn't do it if I were him.
Just quietly go back to your run-up, hoping and praying it's a legal delivery. All right then. Again, bowling it right underneath the bat. This is a much better comeback by Ivan.
He's made a strong comeback for sure, and it's good to see them making amends, giving high fives to each other, but a really good comeback, bowling it right up in the block hole, and probably realizing that Arif can be found a bit wanting when it comes to playing that drive on the offside. So he's found the right kind of length to bowl to him, and he's got the right man as far as the Phatom cricket stars are concerned on strike. It's Tony Archer. He's still relatively new at the crease, although he can hit the long ball as well, so they still can't take anything for granted. Oh, I think Tony Archer had to go, really. And he's walking back to the hut. He's been signaled out. I think right decision made in the end by Tony Archer to leave his crease there. For a moment I thought he was going to stay stationed where he was, but just at the end, leaving his crease and sacrificing his wicket for the cause of the team. So a good decision made, but at the same time it's a dot ball, and Phatom Doha have got another wicket.
A best decision made over there, and it's important Arif gets strike, and what he was doing was absolutely right. You've got 7 wickets in hand. Captain Sunil Alexander has made his way to the middle. He'll have to also run quickly and ensure that Arif remains on strike for the remaining deliveries. 1 run short of what will be a very, very good total. 100 on the board is always a psychological edge in a 10-over contest. Gives that a wild swing, misses it completely. He's maintained a very good line. He's not buckled under pressure.
Yeah, the Phatom Doha's fielders and bowlers at the moment would be thinking, is it coming a bit too late? Could they have bowled that line outside the off stump a bit earlier to Arif? Nevertheless, it's never too late because every run matters in this format of the game. In he comes, and once again, just bowling it outside the off stump. They're coming back for the second. Could be a run out. No. Well, he decided to sacrifice his wicket for an extra run, which shows what kind of a man he is, a complete team player, as he has helped his team post exactly a, well, I thought it was exactly 100, but I think it's 101. Yeah, more than a competitive total, I think.
This has been a very, very good batting effort by Sprite Cricket Stars. They finished on 101 for 5 in 10 overs. This after they won the toss and decided to bat first. That man, Arif Nasruddin, 53 of 29, has been the star in their batting department. Nicely supported by Kannan Damodaran, 21 and 17. Aramuga Ganesh as well, began well. The Sprite Cricket Stars have given a good account of themselves in this must-win contest for them. Only 9 extras, but by the end of it, Sprite Cricket Stars at the halfway stage in the dugout will feel good when they come out to defend this target of theirs.
As we look at the bowling card there, Nazim was the star of the show with his 2 wickets for 11 runs, going at just 5.50 to an over. Excellent economy rate in this form of the game. Firoz the top, bowling 2 overs for 19 runs. Mohammad Adnan bowled his 2 overs. A bit unlucky, as I mentioned earlier. Gave away 21 runs at 10.50. Ivan Raj recovered well after that onslaught by Arif and gave away 21 runs in his 2 overs. Saad Sajid just bowled the solitary over for 15 runs. It was a bit expensive. And Famis as well faced a bit of a backlash from the Sprite Cricket Star bowlers as he gave away 12 runs in his 1 over. As we are ready to look at the boundaries that came in this innings. Was a nice shot there to start with. Armagan timing that ball straight down the ground was nothing more than timing on that occasion, just making sure he gets it up and above the inner ring, and then he played that magnificent shot through the onside, pulled away, swiveling and keeping it all along the carpet. And Arif, he came to the party, didn't he? It was his night for sure. Played lots of those shots, covering the line of the stumps and then hitting it through the onside. A bit of rubber green as well, coming Sprite Cricket Stars' way, on the way. As you see that ball inside edged and went away for a boundary. And once again, you see Arif shuffling across, picking his spot, picking his gaps, and picking up lots of boundaries, particularly on that square region on the onside. And once again, you see him going down the track. It wasn't middled as well, but there is a shorter boundary down there in that region, and that's how he brought up his half century. Excellent knock, just what the doctor ordered. Came at the right time in a must-win situation as well for the Sprite Cricket Stars, so he'd be really proud of himself. It could well turn out to be a match-winning innings, and these were the maximums. And that one was big, it was huge. Over the mid-wicket boundary for a 6, once again, favouring that onside. This was straight down the ground, coming down the wicket, just a couple of steps forward, and then extension of the arms, up and over. It went for the second 6 of this innings. There were only 2 sixes hit, lots of running between the wickets. As we look at the scalps to fall in this innings, a soft dismissal to start with, chipped it straight into the hands of the fielder, did Armagan. That brought Adnan to crease, a bit unlucky perhaps in my opinion. He was looking at the umpire, only the umpires could have decided if there was a noise and if it was Woody. And that was a bit unlucky as well, as he was just beginning to find his mojo but finding the fielder at the same time, and on that occasion Tony just sacrificing his wicket for the better cause of the game, as he wanted Arif on strike, and one more run out again because the batsmen were looking for an extra run to push their team's case. Right, so we'll take an innings break right now, but don't go anywhere. As we come back, we'll have the chase from Phatom Doha, and it promises to be an absolute thriller of an encounter. Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Asian Town Cricket Stadium here. As my fellow commentator Mikhail goes for a dinner break, we've got in the commentary box Mr. Devinder Kumar. Welcome to the com box, Mr. Devinder.
Thank you, Raja. Thank you very much. Interesting chase ahead of us. Sprite Cricket Stars recovering well. So they got up to a very good start in the first 2 overs, collecting 19 runs. Then in the third over, losing 2 wickets. The momentum derailed, but some good hitting and some good running between the wicket in the middle stage of the innings, putting a competitive total on the board. And it has given a lot to the bowlers to, if they apply their mind well and bowl the right channel, they can certainly create problems for the opponent batters. Shafiq has come to the crease.
And as we've seen in this tournament, anything beyond 100 has been difficult to chase. And Sprite Cricket Stars would know that, as they start with a long off and a man at a deep extra cover as boundary riders. Oh, that's a good start for the Sprite Cricket Stars. Slightly full, just a hint of movement away from the batsman who was eyeing that onside, completely missing that delivery.
Yeah, 2 men on the boundary at the long off and extra cover position on the offside. For those, it drives through the covers and straight down the ground shots. Mid-on is up in the circle and is getting some movement. To negate that movement, the batsman coming out of the crease. Slices it over the top of point and down to the boundary for 4, reaching for it and manufacturing the shot by opening the face of the bat and getting it over the top of the fielder as well.
Yeah, that was a clever shot, really. He had those two fielders out at deep long off and deep extra cover. So the batsman just making sure that he slices his bat at the last moment, getting it up and over the point region. Didn't really have to work it so hard. So smart piece of cricket by Yashwant as Phatom Doha get off to a flying start.
This time around through the covers. His awareness about the field placing is absolutely spot on. Will take additional run on the throw as well.
Yeah, on that occasion, I like the way how he went with a full phase of the bat as opposed to what he did on the last occasion. Last occasion, you saw him opening the face slightly. In this occasion, as there was a field change and the man was brought finer to the sweeper position, deep point area, he made sure he goes with a full phase of the bat and as a result was able to hit that ball through extra cover. And a good comeback delivery. That's the kind of length he should be aiming for.
With batsman standing outside the crease, looking to pull the length back. The boundary that was considered of a fuller length delivery, with the movement, he was able to play the shot over the top of point down to the boundary. Then another pitched up delivery, which was driven through the covers, a lofted drive, and now just pulling the length back and making sure that he challenges that forward driving stroke of the batter. Stroked away. There is a fielder, and he has dropped the catch. That's been the story throughout the game as well.
Oh, that's exactly why the man was taken back at that long off, deep long off position. He invited that lofted shot from the batsman, that mistake, and the fielder just making an absolute meal of that one. It was a straightforward regulation catch. Should have been taken 9 out of 10 times.
Early life for Yashwant. Again, not quite getting the timing right. A little bit of extra bounce. Batters will take a single. There is some extra bounce available in this pitch. Ball does not come that well on the bat. It holds a bit before arriving to the batsman, hence it's affecting the timing of the batters.
Yeah, absolutely. The bounce has been a bit invariable for sure. And that has been more the case as the tournament has progressed. As we look at the crowd, they've turned up in decent numbers all throughout this tournament, and we've got a decent outing as well. On this occasion, they are a disciplined bunch of expats here, enjoying the game, just enjoying the weather and the atmosphere as well at the same time.
And also a cracking contest scheduled starting at 8:30. Desert Warriors playing against the team selects two of the best sides in the tournament.
That promises to be a blockbuster event tonight, so don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. If you're following Ooredoo T10 Ramadan tournament presented by QCA, it's been an extravaganza of an event living up to everybody's expectations as we see Kannan running in for the first ball. And it was this time it was drilled down the ground, but there is a fieldsman out there, so just the one. The plan seems to be quite clear here from Sprite Cricket Stars. Ball it on that good length or fuller outside the off stump, invite the drive. They've got two fielders back. They have had them since the beginning.
They've been able to create an opportunity as well in form of catch going down. That would have been a major boost for the team in the first over. Extra cover on the boundary, minute the long off on the boundary. A slower delivery, the leg cutter.
A crackerjack of a delivery on that occasion, beating him all ends up, pitching on length and then just leaving the batsman at the last second. Good start here by Cannon. 10 for none, or Phatom Doha still in the power play, 1.2 overs bowled. They're looking for a couple of boundaries at least in this over. And that occasion, again, bowling it wide outside the off stump, not wide enough to be called a wide, but the strategy again is spot on.
Area of operation around the off stump, then taking the ball away from the right hand batsman, also getting the lift from the surface and a movement as well as he's bowling into the breeze. Not quite spotting the lengths right, the batters at the moment, to find a solution to the back of line deliveries. They need to use their feet to do something about movement at the crease, maybe to negate with those challenges.
Yeah, maybe pick a leaf out of Arif's book. The way he moved to that fourth and fifth stumps, creating his own line, creating his own length as well on occasions by stepping down. That's the way you need to bat.
Quality of spinners available in the side stroke making will be a challenge, as the ball does not come that well,
Particularly if you're monotonous.
on this surface. Got to get as many runs as possible in the first 3 overs. A swipe, and there's a fumble from the keeper, and that will enable the batter to take a run here.
You see, it's fine going across the stump and aiming for that onside region, but then you've got to have the courage to move further towards your right, because ideally you want the ball to come into your legs or just in front of you if you want to execute that stroke towards the onside.
Would like to keep it below 25 in 3 overs, mandatory power play overs. The bowling unit from the Sprite Cricket Stars. It's gone high up in the air, a very well timed stroke, and it's gone the distance as well.
Yeah, I think that's what we were referring to. They enjoy the ball coming into the pads. And we'll have to see if there was a little bit of shuffle. Yeah, there was a bit of shuffle indeed, forcing the batsman to change his line there. And once it was pitched into the legs, it was easy pickings for the batsman. So the first 6 of Phatom Doha's innings.
Yashwant is betting on 10 of 8. Shafiq is betting on 7 of 4. It's 18 for no wicket. A promising start in the batting department from the team Phatom Doha. The batters have been getting runs regularly in this tournament, and they bat deep as well.
Yeah, this is a really good start. 18 for none in 2 overs, chasing 101. This is exactly the kind of beginning they would have hoped for, as Abdul is going to finish his quota of overs. A bit of change in the field here. He wants to make sure that he gets his long off into position, full and straight and on the offside, and that's what he's going to be aiming for. Yeah, there we go. But on that occasion, well picked up by the batsman, just helping it over that fielder in the ring, and they will comfortably come back for the third. So good cricket here by Phatom.
Did not try to hit it hard, just placement was the focus, getting it over the top as well, and the running between the wicket has been efficient. A clear intent about chasing down this target, and good communication between the 2 batters as well, quite aware about what was transferring on the near the boundary ropes, coming back for the third and completing it safely. 21 for no wicket.
I like the way they have aimed for the gaps here, Devinder.
Placement from the beginning has been the key for the team Phatom Doha, and no wonder they're sitting on the top of the tree, top of the table in their group.
I think
Change of pace.
the intention was right from the batsman. He was looking to tuck it away for a single, as he just run 3, and they don't really need to do anything out of the ordinary at this stage.
The way two batters going about the business of getting runs here, the focus is not losing too many wickets in the first 3 overs. With the introduction of spinners, the quality that they possess in these two batters, it will come handy. This time he lifts the ball up in the air, and it has been taken, and that prompts huge cheer from the crowd here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. Abdul has struck.
Oh, just as we were praising them, that's a nothing shot, really. No control over it, lobbing it high up in the air. A simple catch taken. It's that man again. RF is absolutely cock-a-hoo with that, as Phatom lose their first wicket for 21. It's 21 for 1 after 2.3 overs.
Looking to whack the ball out of the ground. Ball holding in the pitch as well, and a little bit of extra bounce as well. Was early into the stroke, getting the top edge, and eventually safely taken. Looking at strong wind here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium, certainly it was a challenge for the fielder as well. Ball coming down at good concentration shown by the fieldsman, and Abdul getting his first wicket. So the partnership at the top of the order has been broken before the spinners are introduced into the attack. Mohammad Famiz comes to the crease. 20 runs so far in this tournament. Hasn't got the opportunity at the top of the order to get runs for the team. This is a great opportunity to create a tempo for his innings heading into the quarterfinals, as Phatom Doha are almost through to the quarterfinal for the first edition of QCA Ramadan T10 Cup.
And that's gone up in the air. Could be another wicket here. Oh, this is an ugly collision. I hope they're all right there. Well, it was all messed up in terms of how they called for that delivery. They seem all right, so that's good news. But it was an opportunity there, clear opportunity, and nothing short once again. Just trying to slog that ball, swinging wildly off his hips.
Reminds me that the collision between Steve Waugh and Jason Gillespie in the early 2000 Test match in Sri Lanka, that was fatal. Gillespie was ruled out for around a year because of the injury concern, and Steve Waugh also suffered injury in the process of taking the catch, and hence the catch is also going down here. Catch is going down, that's not a good sign. They've been able to create an opportunity, and it's been put down because of miscommunication as they collide.
Yeah, Phatom, we'll come back to it after this ball. Right, so they've been excellent with the ball in this tournament so far. Phatom have bowled outstandingly well so far, but there is a bit of a question mark on their batting as well as fielding. Last game, Shafiq was able to rescue them. We'll have to wait and see if someone can put their hand up in this game and get him out of jail.
This has been brilliant start from Abdul in this over. Taking wicket as well. Full delivery. It's been worked away through the onside. Wants runs, chance for run out. The direct hit would have done the job for his team, but it hasn't happened. What a spell. Defending 102 to win here in 2 overs, just conceding 13 runs and taking wicket as well. Breaking the partnership was the prime objective, and Abdul Kadir delivering that success for the team. 13 for 1 in 2 overs, and Kanan bowling the solitary over for 8 runs.
Yeah, the last ball of the last over. Had that ball hit, he wouldn't even have been in the picture. He'd given it up. Had Yeswanth. And you're absolutely right about Abdul. Hold such economically up front. He's given his team early advantage. One step ahead of their opposition at the moment.
Kanan going for 8 runs to continue from the QCA end. More changes will be inflicted in the field. The captain has the luxury of spreading the field now. The focus would be on containing the boundary option for the batters.
Yeah, it only gets tougher from this point onwards, there's no doubt about that.
Two fieldsmen on the offside, man at the sweeper on the offside and long off, man at the long on, man at the mid-wicket position and man at the fine leg on the boundary on the onside. 3 men on the onside, 2 on the offside. Takes the edge and ball will travel away to the boundary for 4 with third man up in the circle.
Yeah, riding his luck on that occasion was Yashwant, throwing his arms at that one. It was wide though, so he had the liberty to do that through the first slip region, and that ball fairly racing away with this fast outfield. Value for your money.
Just reaching for the ball and then opening the face of the bat, knowing that there was no slip fielder in position, and also third man quite wide inside the 30-yard circle. Searching for that gap and now looking to strengthen that position, decided to send that man on the boundary at the third man position on the offside, and a fine leg comes inside the circle. A square leg is also inside the circle. Has to be very careful about the line of operation. Stroked away. One bounce to the fielder for a single.
Yeah, couldn't quite understand that field change, the man going back at third man. It was a streaky shot, far from conventional. They might have considered, perhaps contemplated, getting a slip in rather than moving that ball, that fielder down to the third man region, particularly because this end there is a lot of wind blowing, so the bowler is bowling against the wind.
More of a reactionary change rather than a thoughtful change of getting the batsman out. If they get the batsman out, that is a better thing to do rather than thinking about containing the boundaries. If the batter gets a reprieve and goes on to get these runs, then it will be calamic for the team.
Also because Kannan is not express pace and is bowling against the wind. And the probability of that ball going fine towards the third man and fine leg gets reduced by a significant margin.
That was the aberration when he got one outside the off stump travelling to the boundary. Need to be a bit more thoughtful about the assessment of the conditions as well. Also have to take into consideration the pace of the bowler in operation as well. Fine leg is up in the circle, square leg is up in the circle. And he's beaten this time around. Pace behind the ball and a little bit of bounce and movement as well.
That's an excellent delivery on that occasion, just shape away and tearing the batsman into half.
Still requiring 74 runs to win from 6.2 overs at the required rate of 11.68. And they are scoring at the rate of 7.64 despite having the luxury of 3 overs of power play where only 2 fielders are allowed to protect the boundaries. This time gets the ball away through the onside. Good wristy work. It will limit the batting team to a single. Beautiful shot, in control of execution of that particular shot, but finding the fieldsman at the mid-wicket position on the boundary.
Yeah, that was certainly a good looking shot there, the ball pitching on the off stump, holding its line, but just because of those last minute wrists, a bit of twist of the wrist at the last minute, he was able to maneuver that ball through the onside for a single.
Third man up in the circle now. A square leg on the boundary this time, gets it over the top of point and down to the boundary for 4. Very much aware about where the fielders aren't.
Yeah, slashed hard on that occasion. It was touch wide, so he had the liberty to free his arms and go as hard at it as possible. He was able to get it up and over the inner ring, over that point fielder, and a much welcome boundary.
Has spent a lot of time at the crease in this tournament. Very much aware about the field fleshing, where the gaps are available, where he can play the lofted shots. And also knowing the pitch conditions with a little bit of extra bounce. Almost there, competing. And with just 1 wicket down, they feel the way they've been able to bat in this tournament, they should be able to get over the line as well.
And there's nothing between those two worms as of this stage. We'll have to see who can play an inning similar to what Arif did for Sprite Cricket Stars. They'll have to run extremely well and pick up regular boundaries from this point onwards.
Tony Archer, the trump card in the side, has been introduced into the bowling, and he's going to bowl with the wind, with long on, mid-wicket on the boundary, man at the mid-wicket inside the circle as well, and a fine leg up in the circle. With a sweeper on the offside, a man at the long off position as well. Now the man at the mid-wicket goes to the square region on the onside, inside the 30-yard circle. Start is key to the spell.
And this time it's help on its way, but it's gone straight to Hamad. He's not going to drop many. One of the best fielders in the Sprite Cricket Stars team.
Credit should be given to the bowler for setting the field right, sending the fieldsman right behind the square and getting a short lifting delivery, just getting the top edge almost coming from the splice of the bat, and a good catch taken. Facing the empty chairs, always difficult when it's coming over your shoulder. All right, left shoulder rather, and he kept his eyes on the ball as it was ballooned in the air. So a lot of time for the fielder to make that adjustment. Yaswant, the man in form, goes for 20 or 15. Caught Hamad off the bowling of Tony Archer, and the trump card for the side has delivered. A wicket has broken the partnership as well. 33 for 2.
Yeah,
Archer striking off the first ball of his spell.
Yeah, the man with the golden arm, Tony Archer, often picks up timely wickets and hasn't failed to live up to that expectation once again.
Like Jofra Archer from England. What a timing to introduce Tony Archer into the attack, and an introduction of Jofra Archer in the English one-day setup was also about timing. Just before the World Cup, he was not in contention for the ODI World Cup spot, but was given the opportunity, delivering that super over and helping England, lifting the ODI World Cup for the first time in the history of ODI cricket in 2019 at the historic Lord's Cricket Ground.
Yeah, what a story that was of selection. They're looking for a couple of, well, had that ball been picked up cleanly, it would have been curtains. But in the end, they safely managed to come back for the second.
Selecting the person, and the person at the right moment is also very much highlighted as an achievement over the years as well. Picking the players like Wasim Akram was picked right before that World Cup, and hence delivering key spells in that World Cup as well. So picking the right player at the right time is key, and where England was successful is picking Jofra Archer, totally untested into limited overs format, but was picked and he delivered the results for the team.
Yeah, Owen Morgan, one of the best skippers of white ball cricket going around in the world. He's got an eye for talent. He's built probably the best ever English coloured kit side at the moment.
Quite a transformation in ODI setup in England team as well. They were thrust out of the competition in 2015 by Bangladesh. A knee-jerk reaction, and the response was brilliant, appointing new coach, new personnel, and Morgan was given the freedom to select the players, at the same time finding the proper roadmap for the team, blueprint for the team, how they want to play the one-day format as well. They decided to play an explosive brand of cricket, which was criticized at times when they were bundled out for low scores as well. But he persisted with that idea and eventually delivering the World Cup for the first time to English cricket team against New Zealand.
And I think one of the things that Morgan mentioned after winning the World Cup was the fact that he had a diverse bunch of players in the side. And thinking of diversity, there's quite a lot on offer in Qatar as well. So Qatar can well build a blueprint. As we look at that ball, it's gone straight into the hands of the fielder. Another wicket falls. And they're falling like a pack of cards here. Our Phatom Doha.
Tony Archer striking again. Good field placing once again. Went with the fuller length delivery, not quite giving enough pace on to that delivery, and is timing it well and finding the fieldsman on the boundary. On the second attempt, he was successful in gobbling that one up. And Tony Archer has second wicket in this spell, and Famiz also goes for 7. And it is some kind of momentum breaking wicket for the team. Phatom Doha, who have been quite brilliant so far in this tournament in batting department. It's 37 for 3. Tony Archer taking 2 for 3 in his first over, operating from Industrial Street End.
Yeah, talking about Qatar cricket once again and the similarity it possesses with the English cricket in terms of having players from a wide range of different backgrounds. It's a golden opportunity, I think, for QCA to build a squad around players from all across the world. They've got lots of Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, and they've got tremendous amount of talent.
Around 26% of population here is from East Asia. That tells a lot about craze for cricket as well. And Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, crazy cricketing nations.
And if you look at that English, the successful, the World Cup winning English side, you'll see players from Southeast Asia.
New Zealand, South Africa.
There you go.
West
Obviously,
Indies.
yeah.
Jofra Archer.
Well, obviously that's where their ancestors have come from.
Ben Stokes settling down in New Zealand
Yeah.
and winning the World Cup for England in England against New Zealand.
And these ethnic minorities are always groups that you look up to, particularly when it comes to sports. Raised in tough conditions back in their countries. They are toughened up, tough as a sword and sharp as a razor.
Arumuga has been introduced into the bowling. Hasn't taken any wicket so far in this tournament, but has contributed at the top of the order with bat in hand. 38 for 3, halfway through to the first innings, and now it is becoming increasingly difficult for the team Phatom Doha to win from here. They need some counter-attacking cameo from someone.
Yeah, the moment they've got their backs against the wall, that's for sure. 38 for 3. And they need a couple of big overs here, at least, if they are to crawl their way back into the game. As Mohammad Shamal takes strike, this time using his feet, and it lands in no man's land, just to single the result.
As we've been making this point, the timing your strokes is going to be challenged as a batting unit. So you have to find different ways, have to put additional power into the stroke to clear the boundary ropes, and with the field spread, the options of getting boundaries are minimal. And on this surface, when the ball is not coming that well, they need to do something different. Maybe shuffling across at the crease and looking to belt the ball through the onside or straight down the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an excellent point you make there, Devinder. They need to do something different as the ball is keeping low now, and that will add to the difficulties and challenges that Doha Phatom is facing tonight.
Total of 21 matches have been played on this strip. Quite a job for the pitch curator as well, maintaining the ground conditions, at the same time the pitch, the rolling, watering and changing weather here in Qatar. Sometimes it's breezy, sometimes it's very, very hot and humid. And plus the amount of cricket that's been played on this pitch. So you can expect a little bit of natural deterioration in pitch.
Yep, absolutely. I think the pitch curator has done a tremendous job of keeping this wicket intact
It's not easy at all, given the weather conditions, the sheer amount of cricket that's been played on the surface.
If the Phatom Doha can't win this game, would like to go quite near to that total, so that all the bettors get some confidence about winning when they are playing the quarter. This time he gets it over the top, not quite. Finds the fielder, slicing it straight into the hand of the man. Position up in the 30-yard circle. Just backpedaling, kept his eyes on the ball. And ball swerving a bit as well. Widest delivery. Wanted to scoop it over the fieldsman at the third man position, but beautifully taken.
Yeah, I think it's really imperative at the moment, as you said, the win there. They need to get as close to that target as possible to get enough confidence for the future games, but also to make sure they don't drop on that net run rate, because a downward slide at this moment can still threaten their place in this tournament. You just never know.
And also the momentum that you require when you play knockout game. If you come after a victory or come fighting, you stand better chance of continuing with that positive vibration in the camp. And that's what they should be aiming at the moment. They can afford to play with bit more freedom, because almost they are certain about their position in the quarter-final if it comes to the crease.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to drop in momentum. And as we've talked about earlier, there is a bit of question mark as far as the depth of batting is concerned in this Doha Phatom side. On that occasion, trying to swing it with as much power as he had, but nowhere near the pitch of that ball.
Now he's rehearsing about driving it through the covers. That could have been better option rather than looking to whack everything through the onside. Got man at the point position on the offside. A fine leg up in the circle. His square leg is also up in the circle. That's why he's trying to play everything through the onside. A little bit of tickle. He'll take it to the boundary. Good shot, but only good enough to send it straight into the hands of the fielder on the boundary. And good catch taken on the boundary. Quite aware about where he was positioned. And another wicket for Arumuga.
Yeah, once again a sign of this wicket slowing down. It came off the bottom of the bat, I think, so it stayed a little bit low, as Hamad making sure that he keeps his feet inside that boundary rope, taking a comfortable catch in the end. As another wicket falls here for Phatom Doha, as they're in deep trouble at the moment, 40 for 4, and this is only the 6th over in progress.
25 deliveries left in play now. 62 runs to win. And the required rate shooting up to 15.5. Sajimullah Lee goes without adding much total. And Sajjad has come to the crease now with 62 to win from 4 overs.
Yeah, this is in fact the end of the 6th over. And that scorecard doesn't read good, does it? It looks a bit ugly at this stage for Phatom Doha. They've still got 4 overs to go, and they've got to make sure they play out those overs and try to score as many runs as possible. I think it's the intent that's been lacking more than anything else. They've just gifted their wickets away, not willing to run hard between the wickets, not trying to find the gaps.
And that's what the pace of the play has been today. Since the beginning, taking around 10 to 15 minutes extra to finish the first innings. Now everything is going almost in slow motion. This time he gets it behind square, and it's gone for 4. Superb timing.
Yeah, I thought it came off the outside edge. It didn't probably mean to hit it where it went eventually. We'll have a look at that again. Yeah, a streaky shot, but it goes through the gap, and Doha Phatom wouldn't really mind the boundary at this stage. Doesn't really matter how it comes.
Well-timed, educated age, he would tell his teammates or opponents. This time worked away through the onside, straight to the man, direct hit.
Ooh.
Not quite, another collision.
Yeah, that would have been interesting how that ball hit. Well, hang on. We hope Sunil is all right. That was head-to-head collision, I think, there by Hamad. The team physio, I think, is going to be called in, so there will be a little bit of delay in proceedings.
Finding themselves in a must-win situation, Sprite Cricket Stars in the Group A, position at number 3. Top 2 teams from every group will qualify for the quarterfinals. Phatom, though, are almost certain about their position in the quarterfinal spot. 2.52 in the positive net run rate, and the Sprite Cricket Stars giving good account of their abilities as Bangla Tigers playing all 3 matches in this competition, though they are at 0.98 in the positive net run rate. But seems from here on, Sprite Cricket Stars, if they achieve a victory, they will be through. Or if they lose by a very small margin, if they push the run chase to the last over, they will almost be through.
Yeah, it's a shame to see Bangla Tigers going out of the tournament if Sprite Cricket Stars win this encounter. Of course, they played magnificently in the last game, had their tails up all throughout, took all their catches, batted out of their skins to get 120 runs. Looked the part, but unfortunately, we're no longer going to see them in this tournament if Sprite Cricket Stars go on to win this game, which they are likely to do at this stage.
57 to win from 3.4 overs, and later today evening Desert Warriors will be in action against Selects. 2 evenly balanced sides with plenty of exciting cricketers in both ranks. Saad comes to the crease, standing outside the crease at the moment, negate with any movement from Tony Archer. This time looking to whack it through the onside. Just the deviation of the surface is coming from round the wicket. He's taking the ball away from the right-hand batter, and that's why they got the man at the slip position as well on the offside for that outside edge.
Yeah, using that angle to good effect is Tony Archer. And also the ball is moving a little bit after it pitches the wicket.
Beaten again. He's not reading the ball coming at him at the moment. From round the wicket, he's creating a little bit of angle, and the length has been slightly fuller. Has to address this issue. Receives a communication from his partner as well about where he should be aiming at.
Yeah, Tony Archer at the moment, he's just coming and rushing through his overs. 4 deliveries already bowled in this over. He's only given away 5 runs. And once again, this time, Saad has got a little bit of connection. He hasn't quite gotten hold of it, but sloppy work there. He's had an excellent night so far, has Arif, but on that occasion, just allowing one to slip through his legs.
That should have been stopped. A bad bounce and a little bit of turn after landing on the surface. He apologizes for that misfield, or rather misunderstanding about where the ball was travelling.
For a moment I thought it was through his legs, but looking at that replay, he'd actually overrun the ball. And once again beating him outside the off stump. He seems to be following on the trend of batting from this tournament, just closing the eye and hoping to hit it somewhere down the onside region.
In the last 3 overs, the momentum has shifted big time. The field is spread now, the gap is widening. The worm is getting down. And that's where they pick the momentum in betting department, the Sprite Cricket Stars, as it's going further down, and they peaked the momentum. They started playing shots and running between the wicket, helping to the cause of Team Sprite Cricket Stars to post 101 on the board, 102 to win. It's a lovely sporting evening here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. Spectators filtering in, knowing that Desert Warriors and one of the tournament favourites, Selects, will be up against each other. 49 for 5 after 7 overs, 53 to win from 3. This is going to be almost impossible to win from this position.
Yeah, particularly against this man Adnan. He's been absolutely monumental so far.
Hasn't got any runs today. Out for duck, but has been taking wickets in this tournament.
And played away down the ground. Will just be a single. They won't mind that at this stage. The Sprite Cricket Stars, they'll be quite happy with anything less than a boundary.
Almost 21 matches have been played here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. What's your assessment about what have been the positive things to have come out of this tournament so far from all the sides in the competition?
Yeah, I think what's happened is as the tournament has worn on, these sides have begun to realize where they have lapsed. And in this game, for example, we have seen fewer run-outs as opposed to the first game where everyone was in shambles and they were trying to run for each and every ball. And as we see, that shot has been, he smacked that absolutely ferociously over the ropes for a 6. It could be too little too late at this stage, but it's always great to see a ball sailing over the fence for a 6.
A short ball, giving room to himself and smacking it straight down the ground on the rise, as he does not have the express pace to trouble the batsman. Knowing that they are almost out of the contention about winning from this position, they need plenty of boundaries and hence start taking this option of hitting it down the ground. And that was quite a connection, great connection, hitting it on the rise, straight boundary 6.
And just coming back to your question, Devinder, I think on an individual level, we found lots of talent as well. People like Adnan, Arif, Denzel the other day played an excellent knock, quite extraordinary. And as far as working in tandem is concerned, I think Bengal Tigers have been a good example of how you work together as a team. So overall, I feel individual performances have been more encouraging, and we'll probably get a few stars at the end of this tournament, but there have also been signs of improving and developing as a team. Bengal Tigers are an example of that.
Yeah, running between the wicket has improved. Also, line of attack in bowling as well. They've been able to assess the conditions, and bowlers have been able to adjust to the demands of bowling outside the optimum of where to bowl on these tough wickets. That has been a major improvement in bowling, as we have seen, especially in pace bowling.
Fewer extras as we move into the knockout stages of this tournament. We've seen in this game, for example, the runs coming from extras have been scarce.
Edged away, and will pick up another boundary.
And
Second boundary of the over.
Good game awareness from the bowlers, trying to bowl to their set fields. Obviously there is an element of surprise every now and then, but usually they try and make sure the lines and lengths are in sync with the field, and that's good maturity. It comes at a very high level.
Also realization from batters that they cannot throw their bat at every delivery coming at them like they do in tennis ball cricket. This time again gets the thick edge, and the ball won't travel to the boundary this time around. Also, as we saw in the first match, all the batters coming down the pitch and trying to hit every ball out of the ground. Later realizing that it's about set tempo. T10 version of the game also require tempo. That's the comparison. How the run scoring has been not quite consistent, though the previous over was quite good, but the team Phatom Doha was more consistent, and at the vital moment in play they were successful in raising the tempo in their department as well.
Yeah, barring that 8th over, everything else has gone Sprite Cricket Stars' way. Those building blocks they've constructed are high and well above their counterparts.
38 to win from 12 deliveries at the rate of 19 runs per over, which is a highly unlikely target to achieve from this juncture in play. The bowling has been spot on. Batters showing great application today, though a few catches going down in the first innings as well. Arumuga in particular contributing with the bat, and now taking 2 wickets from a single over. So all the bowlers chipping in that with that performance. Catches been taken, and hence finding themselves in a position of strength. 64 for 5 after 8 overs.
I think they've made a really strong comeback in this game, and it seems that a lot of planning has gone on between matches. They've focused on learning from their mistakes, particularly in the way they've set their fields and bowled in general. That occasion is another outside edge, one bounce over the ropes for another boundary.
Good entertainment for the crowd here. Another good shot, looking to improve upon his offside play. There's a fraction outside the opposite stump. Good late adjustment as well. Ball coming slow up the surface and deviation away from the batter. Recognizing that slicing that one was the better option than looking to hammer everything through the onside straight down the ground.
Yeah, it wasn't half-hearted. They say when you hit hard. And that's exactly what he did on that occasion. Not holding his bat back at all.
Clipped away through the offside for a single. And also, if you go back to the opening match and what we have seen so far in this tournament, the running between the wicket has improved. The adaptability from bowlers has been magnificent. Identifying what length to bowl, what line to bowl, awareness about the batters, field setting, captaincy. The only area where they need to work more is running between the wicket, and also the offside play.
And once again, slashed away high and over that inner ring, another boundary in the same region. That's turning out to be quite a profitable area for this pair.
Getting a lot of runs behind the score on the offside through that helicopter through the offside. Swinging his blade and keeping the pace of the bat open and getting that connection, or rather lobbing the ball over the top of that region, and successful in getting second boundary from the over as well. So 9 runs already from 3 deliveries. Is it still possible?
Well, it's 29 needed of 1.3. Another couple of boundaries here. And all of a sudden, Phatom Doha might just sneak back into this game. You never know.
More changes inflicted because of 2 boundaries, but they're looking to strengthen the field there at the long off and long on region, looking to pitch the ball up and make the batsman hit straight down the ground. This time he gets a full toss, and it's been drilled down the ground for 4. Third boundary from the over, prompting cheer from the crowd here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium.
Well, Saad here has obviously decided that he's going to take matters into his own hands. 3 boundaries already in this over, and there are 2 more deliveries to come. He's making Phatom Doha come back into this game with an emphatic batting style.
77 for 5. Now 25 to win from 8 deliveries. 3 fours from this over. 13 already. can they get one more 6 or one more 4 to bring it around 20 and then look to get those 20 runs from the final over.
Yeah, another 4 here, and they're definitely in it. This game is wide open with another boundary. No doubt about it. That's how quickly things can change. And his ball aim is cleaned him up. He's absolutely jubilant there, is Ermagon. Slower in pace on that occasion. He was hit for a few boundaries, but what a comeback he's made. Slowing it in pace, going through the defences, and he's absolutely over the moon.
Deceived the batter with that change of pace and accuracy was required. After being hammered for 3 boundaries, it was a courageous call from the bowler to go with the slower delivery. Saad Sajjad goes for entertaining, enterprising 24 of 12 deliveries with the help of 4 fours and a 6. Good entertainment for the crowd and bringing the team in a position from where they can actually retain their net run rate as well. 77 for 6 and 3 wickets for Arumuga now. Feroz comes to the crease. Only 2 runs so far in this tournament, and that tells us about lack of depth in batting performance, in batting department for the team. Phatom Doha, if the top order is dismissed early, other teams will fancy their chances of winning against Phatom Doha come the quarterfinals.
Absolutely. On the other hand, Sprite cricket stars are showing a real depth in their lineup. Lots and lots of all-rounders. Ramadan, remember, opened the innings. He's picked up 3 wickets. Tony Archer, Adnan. Oh, wow, wow, wow! He's cleared his left leg and absolutely smashed it. He smashed it over extra cover boundary for half a dozen, and what a time to hit it.
What a connection. Tremendous striking. Under pressure to produce a boundary. Ball sitting up nicely for the batter and smacking the first ball for a 6. As he's on to 6 of just single delivery. Talking about the batting performance or response in the batting department, Yaswant and Shafiq starting well. 25 of just 15 deliveries and 7 of 6, and then 7 of 7 from the blade of Famiz, and Shamal getting 3 of 4. So Arumuga getting those key wickets after they found the breakthrough through Tony Archer. And now 24 of just 12 deliveries. Saad giving some lift to their aspiration of getting close to the total, thinking about winning as well. 9 overs, 83 for 6. They need 19 runs from the final over. Who is going to bowl the final over? A lot of counselling from the captain to the bowler. Adnan has been given the job. He conceded 15 from the first over.
Yeah, and could we be heading to a super over here? 18 required for that. Feroz is more than capable of hitting the long ball as you saw on the last occasion. It's Ivan on strike though, and he hits that ball away. Looking for the second. I think they'll do well just by settling for a single. Get Feroz back on strike. He's got those long levers, immensely powerful as a batsman.
Adnan is an experienced campaigner, has been bowling well in tournament, barring the first over that he's bowled today, and would like to rectify the mistakes that he committed in his first over, conceding just single of the very first. Now 5 deliveries and 18 to win. Boundary is the need of the hour. 4 or 6. From where he's going to get it?
They've got to come back for the second. They've got to go. No. Come on, go now. Yes, they come back for the second. Yes. There's a big appeal for LBW for a run out, and has it been given? Wow, Feroz is signaling that his bat is in, but the umpire, it seems, has given him out. He probably dropped his bat just at the end there. We'll have a look at it again. The keeper, Alexander, missing that ball, and then, yeah, I think he dropped his bat and was just found short of the crease there. Shame that he got out in that way.
was looking threatening.
And he's been given out, run out, has to walk back to the pavilion. Getting 6 to his credit as well of the very first delivery that he received. But he's been given out now, rather, and he's out for 7 of 2 deliveries run out. Unfortunate way of getting out, gone for 7 of 2. And it's 85 for 7. Now 17 from 4 deliveries. 4 fours will take it to the super over.
Yeah, I'm not sure why there was a stutter there in the middle by the 2 batsmen. They had to go for a couple. They had to get Feroz back on strike. He was the man who looked threatening. But in the end, it's an absolute waste of a wicket, and that of a man who could possibly have made things really interesting at the end here tonight. As the captain walks out in the middle, Sadat, and he's hit that straight down the ground, hasn't quite got the distance on it. It goes down the throat of the fielder at deep long on, and Phatom have lost their captain and the 8th wicket.
That's experience for you, pitching it up, but taking the pace of the ball, Adnan, into second over and picking the fielder on the boundary. Good catch, keeping his eyes on the ball on this breezy evening here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. Adnan has taken his first wicket in the contest, making a contribution in bowling department. And Sadat goes for duck of the very first delivery that he's faced, was caught by Tony Archer. 85 for 8 after 9.3 overs. Najeem, who has taken hat-trick as well in this tournament, overall 7 wickets, quite a performance in bowling department, and taking wickets today as well. 2 wickets in 2 balls, was on hat-trick, and here
He's got to avoid a hat-trick, hasn't he?
not
team
quite
hat-trick.
because of the run-out. Yeah,
Team
team
hat-trick
hat-trick,
there.
yeah. 17 of 3, 3 sixes. Clearing his front leg and getting it over the top of that fielder. Will take a couple of runs. That's not going to help. So now almost certain about their victory and place in the quarter-final. The Sprite Cricket Stars.
Not a bad way to get at the mark there. Nazim, full phase the bat, getting it up and over that extra cover fielder inside the ring. Where was he earlier?
Don't go away. We will have one more match. Desert Warriors versus Selects. Plenty of batters. Very high quality in action here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium in Doha. This time he hits the ball through the onside. And the singles won't do much damage to the bowling unit now. Just a formality now.
Yeah, it's just a formality, as you said. And this game obviously leaving Doha Phatom in a limbo in terms of what they need to do to boost their batting lineup. At the moment, it's a bit pedestrian. What was that? It was a bottom-handed hoik.
Yeah, that was slower delivery, first thing first. The reaction had to be different from better. Look at this one again. The moment he left the ball, wanted to place the ball through the offside.
I've never seen that before. That was an extraordinary shot.
And third wicket from the over. 2 wickets per 20 from this over. Sprite Cricket Stars winning by 13 runs and hence qualifying for the quarter-final. And that's the betting card, 20 of 15 from Yashwant, and giving a little bit of hope with that opening stand with Shafiq getting 7 of 6, then 7-3-1, 15 of 8 for even hasn't got much support from other players except from Saad Sajjad, who raised the hopes for the side with his enterprising 24 of 12 deliveries and then 7 not. So win for the team Sprite Cricket Stars by 13 runs. Bowling has been spot on today as well. Abdul Qadir 1 for 13 in his 2 overs, and Kannan was taken for runs 19 up 2 wickets for 13 from Tony Archer, breaking that partnership in and keeping the team in check. And then Arumuga getting 3 wickets for 21 and 2 for 20 in 2 overs for Adnan Mohammad. So that's been a commendable display in the bowling department. Sprite Cricket Stars winning the toss and batting first, getting to a very good total on this challenging surface, 101 for 5, with the help of 9 extras. Arif quite an aggressive half century, 55 of 30, and Kannan getting 21 of 17. Nazim once again taking 2 wickets for 11 in 2 overs, 1 for 12 in 1 over for Famiz, and Sajjad going for 15 in his solitary over. In response, Phatom Doha been reduced to 88 for 9. Saad Sajjad getting 24 of 12 and 20 of 15 from the blade of Yashwant, and Arumuga getting 3 wickets for 21, 2 for 13 for Tony Archer, and 2 for 20 for his partner, and so winning with a good margin there. And here are the boundaries in the contest.
Right, so that was the first boundary of the innings, Phatom Doha. And there was a bit of a lucky edge as the ball went through that first slip and running away for the boundary. Slashed hard, enough to just trickle over that boundary rope for a boundary. On that occasion, it was again a bit of stroke of luck for the batsman as he was opened up by that delivery, the ball taking the outside half of the bat, running down to the third man, and lots of runs for Phatom Doha coming in that region of third man, which goes on to show how their shot making was far from convincing tonight, as we see on another occasion, the ball going up and over those fine fielders on the third man region. Those shots were not really controlled, and they'll have a lot of thinking to do, will Phatom Doha, if they are to make a strong comeback. Saad threatened for a bit, hit a few magnificent, convincing shots, shall I say, in this innings, but it wasn't enough in the end for Phatom Doha as they go down in their third game of this Ooredoo Presents T10 Ramadan tournament, sponsored by the Qatar Cricket Association. Sixes, not many of them were hit in this innings, but that was an extraordinary shot, drifting onto his pads, help on its way, and that was the first 6 of the innings, and the second one straight down the ground, up and over, clearing that boundary by a fair margin as well, and then clearing his front leg was Feroz. It was his first ball of the innings, and at that stage we thought they might have a chance to make a comeback, but it was too little too late, as they say. The fall of wickets then, quite a few of those fell throughout the night, and in this innings that ball, the first wicket, lobbed high up in the air, a simple catch for Arif, has been absolutely all around the park tonight. Arif, strong contender for the man of the match, and Hamad on that occasion taking that catch at deep backward square leg, at a shot which was not well executed. Lots of shots actually tonight that were far from well timed and well executed. Not enough power, not enough timing on those shots, and the catching was exceptional for sure. Lots and lots of catches taken inside the boundary and on the boundary rope as well. On that occasion, Armagan was able to get that big wicket of Saad as he was threatening to take the game away from Sprite Cricket Stars Cricket Stars at one stage.
Slower delivery going through his defences and then a run out. Firoz losing his bat halfway. Sadat came on to bat, the skipper of the side. Missed timing one straight into the hands of the fielder. And this is the team stable as it looks now. Group A, Phatom Doha, although they've lost this game, but they still look good enough to qualify for the quarterfinals. They still top the tables. Played 3-1-2, lost 1, and sitting pretty with 4 points. Sprite Cricket Stars have been able to secure their place in the in the knockout stages of this tournament as well. They'll be playing the quarterfinals as they win this game. Bangla Tigers, we feel sorry for them, especially the way they played in the last game. Looked absolutely the part and team to beat, but unfortunately they'd lost their first 2 games, and as a result have been knocked out of this tournament along with Gulfer Al Misnad, who've lost 2 of their games and won 1. Right then, so let's look at the match summary once again. Ooredoo presents T10 Ramadan Cup. Sprite Cricket Stars winning the toss, batting first. 101 for 5 they scored, a telling total under these circumstances here, as we've seen all throughout the tournament. Arif was the pick of the batsmen, scoring 55 of 30, and he was well supported by Kanan and Ormaga, who contributed with 21 and 14 each to their names. In the bowling department, Nazim bowled well, as he has been doing throughout this tournament. 2 wickets for 11. Mohammad Famiz getting 1. Saad Sajjad bowling just a solitary over, giving away 15 runs. Phatom Doha, in response, just weren't good enough tonight. 88 for 9, falling short by 13 runs in the end. Saad Sajjad was somebody who looked threatening for a while. Scored 24 of 12 deliveries. Yashwant contributing with 20 of 15, and Avin Raja with 15 on 8. In the bowling department, it was a stellar performance indeed by the Sprite Cricket Stars bowlers. Armagan leading that table with 3 for 21. Tony Archer 2 for 13, and Adnan bowling 2 overs, 2 wickets for 20 runs. So Sprite Cricket Stars winning this game handsomely in the end by 13 runs. And as we speak, the presentation party is ready down there with the captains and the teams.
It was a must-win game for Sprite Cricket Stars, and they came into this fixture under pressure, but they put up a very fine performance, and by doing so they've also ensured the progress into the quarterfinals as well. They were up against an informed side who had a clean slate and hadn't thrown away a game so far, but batting first this evening, Sprite Cricket Stars got to 101 for 3, largely aided with a very good batting effort, and in the chase Phatom Doha never got going and lost wickets at regular intervals as they were restricted to 88 for 9 and they went down by 13 runs. And this means that Group A of the QCR Ramadan T10 Cup is done and dusted and two teams qualify, Phatom Doha and Sprite Cricket Stars. Just the right time to announce the player of the match, but before that we'd like to call upon our guest of honor to give away the medallion. It is Christopher Raja, member of the organizing committee from the Qatar Cricket Association. Good evening, Mr. Christopher. Thank you very much for putting across a very fine cricket league as well. We had quite a few performances this evening. We have to talk about a few. Aramuga Ganesh of Sprite Cricket Stars, 3 for 21. He also opened the batting and did a very fine job with the bat, giving the start. Nazim Supi as well from Phatom Doha, 2 for 11 for him. But the man who came under pressure bailed his team out of trouble and took them past the 100-run mark. It was Arif Nasiruddin with a very fine 55 runs in 30 deliveries. 5 fours and 2 sixes is the player of the match. You can come along, Arif. Christopher, you can give the medallion. Very, very good batting effort under pressure. When the team needed him the most, he brought about his game and took the team to a victorious position as well. Thodi baatcheet bhi kar le hum, Arif. Right, Arif, you came in at a time when wickets were 19 for 2, but you had only one approach. What was the discussion you had in the dugout while coming into bat?
Because of captain, he was believing me I can bat any down. We're doing a lot of hard work in Bravo Cricket Academy. They are giving me good opportunity, and yeah, that's it. Doing hard work to move.
Could you feel the pressure? But we realized you were in an aggressive mood. You are showing signs of aggression from ball 1.
Now that's what I'm telling you. Captain was believing me. I can bat any down. So yeah, that's it. That doing well. That's thing I was looking forward, inshallah.
Did you have a target in mind when you came into bat?
Yeah, I have a lead target. I'm not nervous. I'm trying for go for an attacking shot. Then yeah, I'm ready starting this tournament also. I'm very good touch with the bat. Inshallah, I will continue with that.
A word about your team and the entire concept QCA has put across.
For our team, really good bowling. Everyone really good field effort. I'm happy with that. Keep support. Inshallah, next match will be good. Stronger will be there.
Right. Very well played, Arif. Keep up the great work. And you took a catch as well under pressure. Very well done.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that was Arif Nasiruddin, 55 runs in 30 deliveries. He played a very fine innings, bailed his team out of trouble, and also he's taken them into the quarterfinals as well. That's it from the presentation. We have another match lined up. Selects taking on the Desert Warriors. All of that on the other side of a very short break. Stay tuned.